Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I'm here. I am here. Please, if you can, um, send me a message. Leave a message in the, I would say, in the chat room, and I will be. What I'll do, I'll send that link after I finish my half of my presentation. If you want to respond and comment, that would be cool. Because I want to interact with all of my listeners over here. It's not about me just sitting up here running off at the mouth. It's about us interacting with one another. It's about us solving Black issues. You know what I'm saying? And then once I come to Africa, we're going to focus on solving African issues. That's how that's going to work over here. Ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I am the founder, president, and CEO of GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. I created this platform in order to discuss solving cultural issues, political issues, and social issues using an Afrocentric perspective. On this platform, I interview activists, authors, entrepreneurs, and musicians. I also created this platform in order to recruit brave and smart Black Americans beyond Chicago, as well as brave and smart African immigrants across the United States of America from 10 African nations. They are as follows: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. Look, look, I need your help. Unfortunately, I am unable to reach Black Americans due to this slave mentality within my lineage, descendants of American slaves slash freedmen. For 34 years, I've been doing my best reaching out to Black Americans, specifically Black Chicagoans, in real life as well as online. And yet I am still on first base, and that is unacceptable. This is why I created this platform to broadcast my vision and plan, and beat that drum loud and clear. A majority of them tell me that they're not interested in my vision and plan, which is to help improve our social conditions within the low income Black community. I mean, hey, it is what it is. That's how come I created the platform. I have been paying out of pocket for this business title for 16 years, ladies and gentlemen. And still, I don't have my advisory board or resource team. And this is unacceptable, Black America. It is, because this business that I'm trying to create is to help our Black youth and the Black family, single Black parents that lives in the low income Black community. That's the whole purpose of me doing all of this stuff. Now, I do not operate like the next Black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. Those who have rejected my vision and plan for the past 34 years would not be part of my business. That includes my family members. You know, if you ain't gonna support me when I'm small, don't think you're gonna be around me when I blow up and start making money. That's not gonna happen. Try me. I'm not Jesus. If you get under my skin, we will remain strangers for life. This is how I get down, ladies and gentlemen. If anyone disagree with my vision and plan, that I have written in my revised book? No problem. My advice to you is to please delete me off your friends list and do not come to no events with my name on it. And don't change your mind because I ain't changing mine. My business will be membership based. I'm only responsible for Gurkam members and their immediate family members. All I have is my revised book, my virtual store, my online groups, and this platform. My film project is my last attempt to try to build something productive for my lineage and racial group. I'm not getting pushback from white America. Instead, I am getting pushback from Black America. And so, hey, it is what it is. Um, I prayed about it and all that stuff, but faith without works is dead. So I can't just sit up here and pray about it. Again, all I can do is just keep doing the best that I can to encourage my listeners to get on board. And I do want people to understand up front. I mean, I want to put everybody on notice. If you're not interested in solving Black issues or solving African issues, then please delete me off your friends list and go on about your business. Because I'm not on here for entertainment. When I get on this microphone, I'm here to recruit brave and smart Black Americans beyond Chicago, brave and smart African immigrants across the United States of America, as well as reaching out to our global African family. Those that lives in, I would say, Canada, Europe, on the African continent, in the Caribbeans, wherever they may be, that's listening. I need your help, ladies and gentlemen. Help. All I'm asking you to do for me is to help get my ebook on that bestsellers list. That will help put me in a better position financially so that way I can hire Black people, African people, and others. If I'm not making money from my revised book or from my virtual store, then I can't do my job. It's just that simple. I want to encourage, I would say, Black Americans as well as African immigrants here in America. Once you read my story, and if you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, you would automatically become a Gurkam member, point blank. And then I would like for you to get behind our film project and help me raise that $250,000 on our crowdfunding sites, which will be our GoFundMe page, our Buy Me a Coffee page, and our PayPal Giving Fund page. So you have three options on there. But first, read the book. That's all I'm saying. Read my story so that way you'll know what you're getting yourself involved with. Because everything that's I've written in that revised book, that's what we're going to carry out. I'm not talking in code. I'm speaking in plain English. Because there's no, I ain't got nothing to hide. All I care about is I'm working with people that's going to be on the up and up with me. That's all I'm saying. We're going to raise the bar in Black America. And again, the reason why we're going to be using crowdfunding sites is so that way everybody will know exactly where the money will be going. Our objective is to build the best Black Christian business within the United States of America with the help of Gurkam members, and that is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. We're going to build it from the mud. In layman terms, we're going to build it from the ground up. If you're a Black American and identify as a descendant of American slaves / freedmen, this business is for you and your immediate family. Before I cut and run to Africa, I want to make sure that we get this business up and running in America first for credibility. When I come to Africa, I do not want to come empty handed. I want to bring economic tangibles in the form of job creations for Gurkhan members and the locals. My African plan is to establish Gurkai in 10 African nations. In each African nations, I already mentioned them earlier, so I'm not going to go say it again. In each African nation, I will bring the best of DAS FM. We will help improve the African economy through our talents and skills in exchange for dual citizenship and land. That's what we want to do with this business, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into today's episode, if you are new to this podcast, or if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel as of yet, please do so now. And also be sure to tap that notification bell for alerts when we upload a new video. Please let us know in the comments section below this audio podcast where you're listening to us from. Also, let us know what's happening in your country, in your state, and or in your city. So that way we can discuss it when you decide to come on this platform. We can discuss it in real time. We are a global community and we want to keep our listeners informed about what's going on with Black people and African people. I would like for us to grow this platform to 500,000 strong. And also for us to get our film project fully funded and made so that way we can use the proceeds from the film to purchase property in Chicago, Illinois, within the low income Black community, as well as have our business established in the Black middle class community. Because I'm not going to have everything in the low income community because we have to make, I want to make money. I'm not doing all of this for money, but I can't do everything for free. That's why we're going to have a nonprofit as well as a for-profit business. But I want to make sure I have my advisory board team intact. So that way everything, the whole burden is not on myself because it gets, I don't want to get burned out. I want us to do several things at once. Our goal is to solve Black issues point blank. Not sitting up here complaining about the white man and the government. I don't want to hear that up in here. In my business, we're going to, I would say, Black Americans that become Gurkhan members, African immigrants that become Gurkhan members. Both groups will heal from the scars of slavery and colonization. We're going to learn how to get along with each other. We're going to learn how to do business together, and we're going to replicate the business on the African continent. Now, if it expands to other cities in America, cool. But if it doesn't, that's fine with me too, because I gave Black America 34 years of my life, and this is enough. Like I say, my film project is my last attempt. Black Chicagoans sitting up here taking me for a joke, and that's on them. Because I'm still standing on business. Ain't nothing changed. Know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So I want Gurkai of Chicago to become an economic base within the Black community. Eventually, in God's timing, we will be hosting African tours, Caribbean tours, and South American tours. So that way we can move beyond cyberspace and make our presence known in cities and countries around the globe. On this platform, we share new and social news and social commentary on a variety of topics ranging from politics to social justice. I provide my thoughts, provoking views and details. I provide receipts that support my statements. I notice some of the biggest YouTubers are using some of our talking points, but hey, it is what it is. I give authentic commentary that speaks to my passion for shining a light on truth and exposing lies and liars alike. I have zero tolerance for foolishness and disrespect. On this platform, we are more than just talk. We will put boots on the ground and do what we can to help improve the social conditions of our people who want more out of life and who want to become GRCAM members. To learn more about business opportunities with our media component, please purchase my ebook and read my story for yourself. That's all I'm saying. If you agree, then you could be. If you agree with my vision and plan, then you will automatically become a GRCAM member. I look forward to connecting with many of you, and again, thank those of you who have supported this important piece of work that I'm trying to do. Again, I'm not here for entertainment. I'm here to recruit brave and smart, like minded Black Americans beyond Chicago, brave and smart African immigrants across the United States of America. That's what I'm here for. Um, so, uh, I created this platform. Yes, yes, yes. I said that already. Just making sure. Right, all right. Um, just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. So, my revised book, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition. It's available on Amazon in two forms as an ebook, which I highly recommend people get, is affordable too for $9.99, or a, the softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. I provide my Amazon author page in the comments section below this audio podcast. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purposes only. Um, it is based on public available reports and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guidelines. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This podcast is available in two forms: audio as well as a written text, in order for us to reach our audience. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media component. Um, I encourage my listeners to please follow me on my Medium transcript or my Medium page. That's where I post all of my speeches, and even this one that I'm doing right now currently. So that's important if you do that, ladies and gentlemen. Also, if you are a Black artist, African artist, such as an author, comedian, poet, musician, or entrepreneur, or if you have a small ministry, then make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that you can promote your books, your business, your music, your jokes, uh, or share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer an incentive to my guest speakers by teaching them how to create their own podcast YouTube channel and get it monetized, as well as assist them with creating a free Wix website. Please get your paper and pen or a notepad or something, and write down the dates. Or, like I say, if you would connect with me on my Medium page, you have all this information. But I am available on Saturday, July 4th, which is the 4th of July, Sunday, July 5th, Monday, July 6th, Tuesday, July 7th, Saturday, July 11th, and Sunday, July 12th, Monday, July 13th, Wednesday, July 15th through Sunday, July 19th, Monday, July 20th through Friday, July 24th, Sunday, July 26th through Thursday, July 30th, all between 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. American Central Time. Um, on this platform, we keep you informed and empowered from wherever you are, on either from the diaspora or on the African continent. Don't just listen to our audio or video podcasts. Join the movement, ladies and gentlemen. I want to do more than just news and social commentary, but again, at this time, this is where I'm at. Um, Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my job. It's just that simple. So, just doing the best that I can, you know? Uh, I want my advisory board or resource teams to have an associate's degree or above. I want Black attorneys, African attorneys, investors, financial planners, marketers, Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. Those are the people that I want to have intact. So that way, they're going to help me run this business. So that way, I don't have to always check in all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because once we get it popping here in America, then that's where I want to physically go over to the African continent. I feel led about, just going to Kenya because I have a lot of connections there online, but they get to meet me in person. Shout out to Apostle Wilson. He was on our last virtual conference last month. I want to encourage all of you that's listening. I know that, you got busy lives and all that stuff. That's fine and dandy. But I need you all to take what I'm doing serious. Take this stuff serious because I'm doing my part. But again, I can't do everything. Um, Leave comments, in the comments section. You know what I'm saying? Um, Share my link or share like this live stream right now, with your friends and all social media sites that you're on. That's going to help me get that exposure. Put me on blast, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do something productive for DAS, FM, Descendants of American Slaves / Freemen, as well as, for African immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Work with me and I'll work with it. Hey, if you ain't going to support me, I'm not going to support you. It's just like, that's just how it's going to have to be. So, that's where I'm at on this stuff. So I encourage Black content creators and African content creators who have a large following. Please allow me to come on your platform so that I can speak with your audience about my revised book and my film project. Uh, my Christian, my Black Christian business is for Black millennials. I would say Generation Z. Those I would say between the ages of 18 to, let's say, 35. I'm just putting that out there as a number. So, and this is geared toward Black families. You know what I'm saying? This is my way of trying to give back. It's not easy. This is the hardest stuff I have ever done in my entire life, but I believe in the Lord that this will it's going to manifest because God is going to connect me with the right people that got the means to help get this book on that bestsellers list. You know, and again, my business is going to be membership based. I'm not fooling with someone that's ain't about jack that want to run games. Not at all. Um. So I don't want the brand and the vision to die in America. I am pushing this vision to the Black world. This is my contribution to Africa's Rising. This year, we are determined to get this film project fully funded and made. So help me God, so that we can get our story on the big screen in order to reach the Black masses, the Black world, and let them know who we are and what we're trying to do. For my lineage, which is Black Americans who identify as DAS FM, descendants of American slaves slash freedmen. No, that's who this business is for. And we want to expand it over to the African continent once we get it popping here. So, upcoming events, please mark your calendar for Saturday, July 25th. We're hosting our monthly virtual interactive conference. I'm encouraging 5 people from my Facebook page or Instagram page, LinkedIn page, TikTok page, or from my X page to come forth and be on my panel so that we can discuss our monthly theme. That would be Africa and Caribbean nations created a 19-point framework for reparations, where YouTube Live when July 25th. Okay. Um, Time 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. So if interested, then please send me a message to for those of you that's listening on Facebook, um, send me a message to my inbox. If you're listening to me on the other sites that I just mentioned, just send me a message to my inbox along with your email address so that way I can email you specific instructions about being on the panel. Thank you. Um, if you are unable to participate on our monthly virtual interactive conference, no problem. Then please listen to the replay. Leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below the audio podcast. And most of all, please share um, the audio podcast with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. If you do not know how to use StreamYard, then make arrangements with me and I would teach you how to use both StreamYard and Zoom so that way you can come on the show. I usually use Zoom if we're just doing one-on-one. So I'm just saying. After the panel discuss the topic, then we will open up the discussion to everybody that's on my friends list on YouTube for the general, I would say for the global community. Title of this presentation, Haitians blaming Black Americans for losing TPS and U.S. Supreme Court keep birthright citizenship. While that pain is understandable, the narrative is dead wrong. In this episode, we break down why some Haitians online are blaming Black Americans, uh, the 2024 Black voters turnout argument, examine the truth. Black Americans voted 85% against Trump. Black voters suppression, the real story. Why Trump, not Black America, removed TPS. The 6 to 3, Scott is ruling not one black justice in a majority. How the NAACP and Ben Crump are fighting for Haitians now. The history of Black America and Haiti. We are family. Frederick Douglass served as U.S. Minister to Haiti. How the Haitian Revolution inspired enslaved Black Americans, the divide and conquer playbook, and why Trump wins when we fight each other. What Black and Haitian solidarity actually looks like in 2026. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Donald Trump removed TPS. 6 conservative Supreme Court justices upheld it. Not one of them was black. Well, hold on. I have to say this is what for my research, but then I don't know because Judge Thomas, he is black. Shoot, so maybe I made a mistake on that. But anyway, the same system that shoots black babies like Cohen Wiley, that whitewash black history from public schools is the same system deporting Haitians. We are not each other's enemy. We never were. And the moment we start fighting each other, Trump wins again. Haiti gave the world the first black republic. Black Americans has never forgotten that. And we are not going to let divide and conquer destroy what our ancestors built together. Our first topic, Haitians' temporary protected status ends. Panic ripped through the Haitian and Syrian community nationwide after the Supreme Court cleared the Trump administration to end temporary protected status for over 350,000 Haitians and 6,000 Syrians. The temporary protected order that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were hoping would reshape and redefine things. The Supreme Court said temporary means temporary. It seemed like Haitians and other black immigrant groups have had animosity and hostility towards black Americans and people who made it possible for them to come over here. They did not understand that they um, are in the grips of an unjust system and an unjust empire. It was the white supremacist financial elites who have destabilized their country for 200 years. When Haitians came around us, they don't see themselves as one of us. They see themselves as immigrants first. They identify with Asians, Middle Easterns, and other immigrant groups first, then black. This is a harsh lesson in political leverage and the consequences of alienating from the only true black grassroots in America, DAS FM, descendants of American slaves / freedmen. The Supreme Court ruled that the federal courts cannot second guess the Department of Homeland Security to terminate a country's TPS destination. So, in layman terms, this immediately strips work authorization and protection for thousands of asylum seekers. Many of these immigrants that come over here think if they assimilate into the American culture, they will be fine. Yet a growing number of them have viewed Black Americans excuse me, tongue twisted, have viewed Black Americans negatively. That's because that media stuff, but then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because it is a lot of negativity within, I would say the Black in Black society, especially in the low income Black community. That's where all the crime and that's where all the negativity things happen. When you move up towards the middle class, that's what I'm trying to get. Once I'm ever able to get this business up and running, that's why we're going to the inner cities to work with those um, parents that from broken homes. We want to make our presence known, not just sit up here and just talk about the issues. But like I say, I mean, 34 years. I mean, people don't want to sit up here and waste the rest of their life trying to help people that don't care. It's a turnoff. But anyhow, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do the best that I can because hey, this is what I've been called to do. You know. But my business is we're gonna make sure it's gonna be the best and it's gonna be popping. Um, but yeah, so that's what happens. They see the negativity, in the media and all that stuff, and then, you know, they hear it from white Americans and other people that's I would say that's not black people. So even before they meet us in person, they get that negative I would say rumors about, oh, you might have y'all need to stay away from those um they call us black Americans and all that stuff, but I'm glad that when you redefining ourselves, calling ourselves, some of us call ourselves FBA and DAS FM is really the same. It's the same lineage, it's just different terms. So whatever people call themselves, it is what it is. But so I understand. Um, so under the so they keep their that's why they have like the Asian community, they separate themselves from the black community. It is what it is. But um but it was our people, it was black Americans that gave all these other groups an opportunity to come to this country due to the civil rights era. These newcomers talk down about black Americans, calling us lazy and the whole nine yards. They get into our politics and then try to undermine us. So that's not cool at all. And I'm gonna show some examples of that. I have some videos that we're gonna show once I finish my presentation. They use the white supremacist financial elites talking points from the dominant society. The Supreme Court um, just gave the Haitian community their wake up call. Now, a lot of them are crying online. The Haitian community had 30 years to build an alliance with Black America. This was a big miscalculation on their part. A lot of y'all decided to cozy up to the dominant society, create your own enclaves and community. They assume if they gain cool points with white America, that would create a permanent shield against deportation. That was a fatal mistake. The dominant society only used them, not just the Haitians, but any of these immigrant groups that came over here. So use them to try to undermine us. Notice, ever since Black America decided to delineate, we've neutralized all these other groups who fall under that people of color or minority coalition that has put we have put an end for them to undermine us. Now that these other groups are useless to the white supremacist financial elites, they're like, um, go back to your homeland. You're useless here. This is why these other groups don't like delineation. They know they can't get anything done without us backing them up. But for some reason, we are being blamed for the Haitians losing their temporary protective status, which is the furthest from the truth. And to add insult to injury, I came across a lot of videos of them saying that they're going to use voodoo against us, but they won't use voodoo against the white man that's set up here and destabilize your country. So that's the part I don't like. But um um so racist people like Megan Kelly saying, some real bad things, I mean, and not talking about that at all. But for some reason they have all the smoke for us. All of you immigrant groups come looking for us when you need our help. For example, Latinos were asking, where are black people during the No Kings protests? We are not going to be caping for illegal immigration. That goes against our interests, first and foremost. As a matter of fact, immigration is not our issue because we're not immigrants. Our ancestors were forced here. They didn't volunteer, get on those slave ships and came over here to be slaves. They were forced to do that. And after slavery, all the trauma that my people had to go through. That's what put um, the U.S. government on the hook for slavery because all the so-called founding fathers owned slaves. That's all I'm saying. And we're going to stay on their bumper about that. We didn't tell the Supreme Court to take away their temporary protective status. But y'all are online just digging for a fight against us. I have seen so many videos on TikTok of Asians blaming Black Americans for losing their temporary protection. I'm only going to show a few. I'm not going to show all that stuff because it is what it is. Um, for example, I came across a TikTok video entitled Scottish ruling could have impact 45,000 Haitian living in Massachusetts. To watch the full video, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. According to this Haitian woman, immigrants help build America. No, ma'am. I know that passions are running high. I know that the Haitian community is hurting and all that, but we can't allow this lie to continue. My enslaved ancestors built this country, doggone it. And you're not going to sit up here and be lying and just and be putting us down and all that stuff. So that's what I really like, that Black Americans are speaking out. Then later you came, then later you all came after all the work has been done. So just do the research. These lies are being told within the immigrant community from the Democrat Party. They all think that they built this country. Y'all were able to come to this country because of our grandparents doing the civil rights movement. You have the new generation of Black Americans that consist of my generation, which is Generation X, Black millennials, and Gen Z. We don't take disrespect. We're not going to fight for people who's disrespectful. We're talking about the transfer of wealth and refocusing on the Black community. And that's what I've been calling for the longest. And I'm grateful for that. But yeah, I need you all to, um, like I say, just help get my ebook on that bestsellers list. And if you believe you got the talents and skills and the smarts to help me run this business, then make yourself known to me. Don't wait until I'm dead. Work with me while I'm alive, because I'm trying my best to get this thing popping. God is my witness, and that's how come I do these these lives. I'm documenting what I'm doing. So people can't say, "Oh, what have you done? What have you done?" I say, "Well, hey, if you don't want to read the book, look at my videos." You know, that's what I've done. I mean, God again, God give us free will. I can't make people buy the book. I can't make people. I would say donate to the film project or buy items from the virtual store. That's a personal choice. And again, that's that slave mentality. That slave mentality is like, oh no, I don't want to see Emmanuel Barbie have a successful Black Christian business. But what they fail to realize is uh, this business is for them. This business is for you and your family. And again, I want smart people that's going to be, you know, part of this business. And, that's how come I'm saying up front, doggone it. We want to separate ourselves from the enemy within, especially con artists. We will have consequences. I'm just saying. Um, anyhow, you all have a nerve to come over here and be disrespectful towards Black Americans in our own country. That's not cool. That's stupid as hell. Don't sit up here and put down people that help got your behind over here. And that's why you all got your wake up call. And I'm glad that um even though I'm not claiming no credit for it, but hey, I've been putting it out there. That's how come I say I want people to become GRCAM members, because our people are divided, over some dumb stuff, so it is what it is. It's like that on the African continent too. But again, um, I'm promoting GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement, and yeah, other groups they might can join us, but right now my focus is on Black Americans and African immigrants. I would say Afro Caribbeans, y'all are important as well too, but I want us to be over on the continent, and then we'll connect with you all that from the Caribbeans if y'all want to be a part of us, part of this business. And not, I'm not gonna kiss up to nobody. That's just how it is. I'm gonna keep it authentic. I ain't putting on no front for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, we tried to educate you all about white supremacy and racism in this country. We tried to unify with all these other groups for the longest, but when Black Americans decided to delineate from all these other groups, all of a sudden, Black Americans were called being divisive, xenophobic, and all that garbage. I don't care what you call us, man. Shoot, I mean, so we just focusing on our own stuff right now. And again, over here, I'm still reaching out to African immigrants. If you want to, all I want you to do is just read my story. There's no marching and protesting and all that stuff. We just keep everything simple, keep everything legit, open and honest. That's all. I said, I said years ago, the disrespect will no longer be tolerated. Many of y'all came over here looking down on us. Um, y'all chose white supremacy over um, being an ally with Black people. So we have no real political power. The small amount of political power we do have, the white supremacist financial elite tried to roll them back. Don't look for Black Americans as a collective to cape for y'all. Those days are done. November 6th, 2024, exit polls numbers came in, and we saw how immigrant communities voted. Black America is finally focusing on our own, the Black community. I came across another TikTok video entitled Haitian, I guess it's supposed to be versus FBA. To watch the full video, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comments section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. According to the video, a Haitian man is upset with Black Americans after Supreme Court greenlight Trump to revoke their TPS status. The Supreme Court allowed the Trump administration to revoke the temporary protective status of Haitians and Syrians. I listened to a judge talking about the ruling that came from the Supreme Court. They interpret what the law said that Congress passed back in the 90s. It was signed by George W. Bush, the father of George W. Bush. It gave the executive branch, which is the president, the presidency, the ability to grant temporary protective status or end it. So the Supreme Court basically said that if the executive branch want to revoke temporary protective status, it had the right to, based on the law that was passed with Congress, so that um uh, so that they don't have to, I guess, go back and forth in terms of going to court over it. So it was not Black Americans who campaigned to end temporary protective status for Haitians or Syrians. It was white America that campaigned for MAGA, and whatever else that agreed with them. Now, do some Black people agree with them about temporary protective status? I say yes, but not on the guise of racism. The political right is saying their birth rates is low and they are not ready for the browning of America. So that's why the Trump administration is trying to get rid of everybody who is non-white, and TPS is one way to get them out. Now, you would think that the Haitian community would be talking about that. No, some of them are being disrespectful toward Black Americans. Black Americans did not advocate for anyone to have their temporary protective status ended. Some of you side with white supremacy, and when we tried to warn you as brothers and sisters about not doing that, you wouldn't listen. This uh, gentleman had anti-black sentiment. I'm talking about this guy that's on that video that we're going to listen to once I finish the presentation. But anyhow, he had anti-black sentiment against Black Americans from his community. Not everybody in his community feels that way, but I'm just saying some of them do. Notice they're not talking about the Supreme Court, the Trump administration that set up here and is going after people like Stephen Miller. They're focusing on what FBA is saying online. All the Black people online is not going to round you up and deport you. It won't be Black Americans putting you on planes and deporting you back to your homeland. People like him and others who have been disrespecting us is why we stop advocating for immigrants in the first place. You should never come to someone else's country and talk down to the people that helped get you the opportunity to be there in the first place. You just don't do that. That's not cool. That's, to me, is very foolish. See, all you other groups need to learn that we have been the barrier and the guard between you and white supremacy. You all you non-white groups are getting your wake-up call now. You're tired, you're tired of Haitian. Sorry, let me say this again. We're tired of I'm not gonna even just say Haitians. We're tired of I'm gonna say immigrant politicians only advocating for their group. You know, just like that lady from um, from Washington, um, Jana Paul, Jana Paul, talking about having reparations for immigrants. That what makes me don't even want to deal with Democrats at all for a while now. They have to lose a few more elections in order to get themselves, together because that's ridiculous. That lady ain't advocating for us, and we're the ones that help. And she's from India. Wasn't for us, her behind wouldn't even be here. But hey, it is what it is. But when you need our vote or help, then you all start claiming pan Africanism. You don't have the same attitudes as Black Americans. We have to help each other as Black people because the white man is against us globally. Black immigrants only focus on their groups. You delineate, so we decide to delineate as well. But when we do it, it's divisive. You want your cake and eat it too. And what Black Americans are saying is it's a new day. We are not the civil rights generation caping for everybody and not benefiting. Not at all. We're not doing that mess. Biden knew that what Trump was going to do. He could have given you all legal residence and protection. Even if you had citizenship, Trump was going to come after you and get you deneutralized. Yes, he's being racially attacking um, the Haitians. And that's just what it is. According to all these TikTok videos, you're not worried about being attacked racially. You're more concerned about what random FBAs are saying online about you. Not saying anything about the Trump administration and white America. How do you expect Black Americans to feel sad for you when you're talking trash or talking down to us? Some people been in this country since 1990 on TPS, and what people are not understanding is the federal government passed the law in 1990. It's called temporary protective status, not permanent status, meaning for a limited time only. Now, Congress could change it, but I seriously doubt it under the Trump administration. Haitians who are talking like him and trying to wag their finger at us about what the government does with TPS. We are not the government. We do not control the government. You need to holler at those in government positions or go back and build up your homeland. I want to see Haiti become great. I genuinely want Haiti to be the most beautiful Caribbean nation in the Western Hemisphere. And I gen, genuinely want to see all Black nations be great, rich, and prosperous. If nobody goes back to Haiti and help Haitians who um, who speak the language and has the lineage, you can't help your people over here. Show FBAs hard how hard that you work and make Haiti great again. I came across a powerful video from the Emancipation Media entitled, quote, Haitians panic after the Supreme Court revokes their TPS, and they are already calling on FBA, unquote. To watch the full video, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. Fair use, um, emancipation media. when I play your video. I came across a YouTube video entitled, quote, Nigerian American Republic candidate Austin Chang. I I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly or not. I'm doing the best I can, so bear with me. Wants to cancel Black History Month, unquote. So the reason I um pulled him up is because this is why I'm saying a lot of Black Americans are tired of these type of immigrants that's coming over here. They want to get in our politics, but when Black Americans go over to, let's say, Nigeria, we can get into their politics, and they're not going to go for that. So how do you? It's the same way here. We don't want you in our politics if you trying to undermine us. Now, why he want to get rid of Black History Month? He's doing that to try to win cool points with white people. Man, that's a straight up turn off. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, that's how come I'm saying when I come to Africa, I'm going to East Africa, all that stuff first to get my foot on the ground, get the business popping there, and then eventually move it towards West Africa. I'm just saying. Because I run across a lot of people kind of like this man, and I met them in college too. They was acting, some of them was acting funny style. So, but I still love Africa. Hey, I still got props for Nigerians. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm gonna bring my business over there. But we're gonna get it popping here in America first. You know what I'm saying? To watch the full video, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comments section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. Okay? My message to Haitians: your status was temporary, which means sooner or later your time being over here was going to come to an end. Donald Trump feels that time has come. He wants you gone. Everything you're mad at us about should be redirected towards the Trump administration and white America. I ran across a Haitian woman talking about they built this nation. Again, you did not build this nation. You was only here for let's say 30 years. How you built this nation. So I'm just saying, coming to a country and working in the country versus building the nation are two different things. My question to all immigrant groups who claim you built America: how come you didn't build up your own homeland? That's my question. How come y'all still have that in your shacks that you're living in, dirt road were dirt roads, no streets, no plumbing, no running water? It makes no sense for you to build another country and not your own homeland. I'm just saying. So miss me with that. Immigrants built America. I'm not addressing the Syrian because the Syrians haven't been online making threats to do voodoo against Black Americans. They're not online trying to antagonize us and blame us for everything they're going through. If it wasn't for our grandparents creating the civil rights movement that fought for in this land, you would never have been given the opportunity to come here in the first place. Donald Trump only wants to import white foreigners to slow down the browning of America. These other groups all got problems with us. It doesn't even matter if we share the same skin tone. They always seem to have an issue with us. Not all, but most Africans, Haitians, and Jamaicans. It's weird to me hearing y'all say we're lazy. Many of them who migrate over here separate from Black Americans. The white supremacist financial elite's intention was to bring you all here as well as include illegal immigrants to undermine us, Black Americans. I am so glad to witness that Black Americans are finally waking up and not allowing this to continue. Descendants of American slaves slash freemen were the only group whose civil rights struggles were the ones forcing the creation of the 1965 Immigration Act that allowed non white immigrants, African immigrants, and Afro Caribbean immigrants to come over here in the United States in large numbers. So, historically, DAS FM were political shields for all Black people globally, helping all of you without exploiting you. We got involved with the issues in South Africa to help fight against the apartheid government. We helped Ethiopia fight against the Italians. Black Americans helped expose what was happening in the Congo. Black Americans developed a government in Liberia for 100 that lasts for 120 years. Black Americans were the only group who would help Africa and Caribbeans unconditionally. Our grandparents' protests gave a lot of political capital fighting for the global diaspora without demanding anything in return. That era has ended. We shift to strictly transitional political politics. If anybody comes to the U.S. disrespecting our ancestors, we won't partner with you at all, and we will check you and put you in your place. If you offer no mutual respect, then you get no tangibles. We won't rock with you. You fight your own battles. Now these immigrants realize what it means to face the full weight of the dominant society. The Supreme Court and the Trump administration don't care how hardworking you claim to be because you're working three jobs. A policeman failed miserably. This situation really exposes the one-sided nature about how global solidarity is often weaponized. The concept of Pan Africanism was used to guilt trip Black Americans to fight for immigrant rights. There's no Pan Africanism practice on the continent due to tribalism. Notice every time we try to get reparation, these other melanated groups were in positions on the board. They were the main ones against our reparations. Protections in America is not guaranteed by being compliant. It's maintained by having a permanent political base. We have leverage through generations of voting blocks, cultural influence, constitutional roots. The immigrants on TBS status lack this organic leverage. You can't build a foundation in America on a temporary status while you're constantly disrespecting our lineage. Once the economic utility of a migrant group has ran its course, when the white supremacist financial elites demand deportations, the legal process gets revoked. Those groups think that the dominant society views them as equals rather than temporary political tools. Many of these immigrants thought that they come over here, all they needed to do was play nice with the white supremacist financial elites. They're learning the hard way. Descendants of American slaves slash freedmen, prime directive is validated moving forward. This scenario validates delineation standpoints. It has to remain uncompromising. We have a lineage based first mentality. If we want to survive in America, we are a unique lineage. We need protections that are lineage based. We're going to have to push for our anti-black hate crime bill for our lineage and compensatory justice for our pain and suffering, which will strengthen the conversation for our reparations, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for now, we have to reserve our energy, resources, and political power for our domestic front. And this will be a historic lesson going forward. You do not secure a safe space in America by disrespecting the people who helped get you here. Foundational Black Americans call these these people tethers, and has made a bad reputation online because they are uh, accused of starting a diaspora war with Afro Caribbeans and Afro immigrants in order to gain clicks and likes. Over here, we are about building and healing. We're drama free. Now, all of a sudden, the Haitian community is saying we are all in this together. I have several videos of Haitians talking trash about Black Americans and the Haitian woman on a podcast called Us Dirty Black Americans. That's not cool at all. Not at all. Do we have any immigrants on the live stream now? If so, I want you to come on this stream and talk with me. Now these people are kicking and screaming not to be returned back to their homeland. All we have to do is let these groups fight their own battles and see the result. They are not equipped to do it. Descendants of American slaves slash freemen is the children of the civil rights movement. Who do you think created the civil rights movement in North America? All of the benefits and the laws help you foreigners to come over here. We were marching on that. Black Americans are directly protected by and granted fundamental rights through three Pacific additions to the Constitution, referred to as the Reconstruction Amendments. The 13th Amendment officially abolished slavery and involuntary servitude throughout the United States. The 14th Amendment granted citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States, providing them with equal protection under the law. The 15th Amendment prohibit the federal and state governments from denying a citizen the right to vote based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude that was black grassroots. Descendants of American slaves, freemen prevented the white supremacist financial elites creating an ethno state. Like I said many times before, if we were up to the or if it was up to the dominant society, they would have established themselves as a white supremacist ethno state a long time ago. And that model is inherently self destructive because it relies on a constant subjugation rather than in- innovation and a democratic stability. So, descendants of American slave slash freedmen literally forced the country to actually live up to the Constitution. Our grandparents built the civil rights infrastructure that made America a functioning modern democracy where equal treatment under the law is the standard. Throughout American history, descendants of American slaves slash freemen never formed a confederacy to overthrow the government. We never organized spy rings and sold nuclear codes to anyone. We don't funnel state secrets to hostile foreign adversaries. The white supremacist financial elites do this all the time. We've been the most loyal about maintaining the integrity of this country. We saw January 6th, white supremacists running up to the Capitol. Look how they handled the Confederacy. The white supremacist financial elite tried to overthrow the country and ended up having a bloody conflict. They were allowed to take up arms against the United States, unalive hundreds of thousands of American soldiers, and then turned around and elevate those same people into the highest levels of government. They compromised the whole safety and political stability of the country just to maintain white supremacy. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic, U.S. Supreme Court keeps birthright citizenship. The Supreme Court in the 6-3 decided 6-3 decision, three of the conservative judges sided with the liberal judges, and that's why it became 6-3, and they ended up keeping birthright citizenship. All these foreigners that came over here always talking about how successful they are, and yet they won't even have the opportunity to come here without the sacrifice of Black Americans. Even birthright citizenship was about making our ancestors U.S. citizens while other people could benefit off of our fight. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment were for us. We as Black Americans cannot allow anyone to continue to disrespect us. If if they are truly successful, then why they left their homeland? These people come in our communities and set up a storefront and make a bag. We are the reason why they are allowed to come here in the first place. The white supremacist financial elites didn't want anybody else here except white Europeans from Europe. Notice the Trump administration only wants Europeans and Afrikaners, who is the most privileged in South Africa. I found an article on NPR entitled, quote, Supreme Court uphold birthright citizenship on constitutional ground, unquote. To read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. So basically, they rejected President Trump. The Supreme Court ruled that the Constitution guarantees automatic birthright citizenship to virtually all children born in the United States. It sought to bar citizenship for babies born in the U.S. to parents who enter the country illegally or who are living and working here illegally. It said the framers of the 14th Amendment extended that promise to every freeborn person in the land. But Justice Clarence Thomas agreed with President Trump's assertion that the 14th Amendment only applied to former slaves and their descendants. The, the opinion was joined by Justice Neil Gorsuch and Justice Samuel Leo. Justice Katanja Brown Jackson reacted to Justice Clarence Thomas, suggesting that citizenship clause was a race conscious um, um, remedial measure that related to only to free slaves. She used Senator Trumbull words saying, quote, all persons of African descent born in the United States are hereby declared to be citizens of the United States, unquote. If that language had prevailed, then what Justice Clarence Thomas asserted may well be correct. But Senator um, Trumbull changed his mind the day after he submitted his first proposal. He requested to withdraw the original and offer another proposal consistent with the views espoused by activists. Trumbull new proposal adopted a distinct universal register. Quote, all persons born in the United States and not subject to any foreign powers are hereby declared to be citizens of the United States without any distinction of color. This is the language Congress would eventually enact as part of the Civil Rights Act of 1866. This would go on to be the the bi- the bi- the biases the basis for the 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause. In the face of immigration and anti-Chinese sentiment of that era, language focusing on just freed former slaves would have been the path for less resistance. But Senator Trumbull, along with his colleagues, took up the same mantle during the ratification debates. The only way that can be revoked by executive order if they pass two-thirds of Congress vote on it. This is why a lot of Republicans have been focusing on getting governorship in their state, because if they can get two-thirds of the Republicans in there, then they can ratify the Constitution. I believe that we should update our Constitution. The only problem with amending the Constitution is we have a lot of these anti-black racist people in public office, and they would get rid of all of our rights. America is going to change because this country does not benefit everybody. America is giving foreigners billions of dollars a year, yet they claim that they can't afford to pay us our reparations. I need you all to check out the foreignassistance.gov website. Just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. I want to show you in real time where all of our tax dollars are going. Notice white America don't say a word. It's a US government website. It states that the United States of America have $86 billion in obligations. They tell you where the majority of money is going. It says East Asia, Europe and Eurasia, the Middle East, South and Central Asia, Saharan Africa. The majority of the money is for economic and military. So when this government say they don't have money to pay for reparation, they have the money. We need economic development in the low income black community, ladies and gentlemen. I need serious like minded black people and serious like minded African immigrants who is listening to this audio podcast to first read my story so that you can have a better understanding of what the grassroots community activist movement is really all about. I could do these podcasts every day. Bottom line, I need brave and smart Black Americans beyond Chicago and across the United States of America to help me build this business and run this business in Chicago. Once we get it popping in Chicago, we will expand it to. I hope it would expand to other cities across the United States. If that's fine with me. Cool. If it doesn't happen, that's fine with me as well. At least I tried. And this live stream is my proof. That's how come I do these things, because I want people. I'm trying to get it out there in the atmosphere, and I'm letting people know, hey, what I'm trying to do. People that's on my friends list, that's just there to be seen. Your time is coming to an end with me. I'm gonna treat you the same way you treat me. If you want to ignore me, I'm gonna ignore you too. I'm just being real. Um, when I bring my Christian business to Africa, I want to do. I want. I'm trying to figure out what I wrote here. Bear with me, y'all. When I bring my Christian business to Africa, I want to meet with, uh, I'm gonna say the African governments, so that hey, they'll know what we're about. You know, we ain't. I'm not gonna be over here playing games. I'm a businessman, but I'm a Christian, and so anyhow, I'm gonna let them know what my plans are to create jobs. For the locals. Um, Also, I want to bring the best of DAS FM. That's Descendants of American Slaves slash Freemen. We're going to bring our talents and skills to help improve each African nation that we go to, help improve your economy in exchange for dual citizenship and land. That's what we want to do here. That's why I'm trying my best to get it popping here in my own city first for credibility. And my God, I mean, it's been 34 years and I'm still on first base. It's a straight up turn off. But I know one thing for sure. I'm going to make sure none of my members have to go through this type of foolishness. And we will get the business up and running on the African continent and replicate the business there. And expand it to 10 African nations. But I'm trying to decide, we're going to be looking at South Africa because right now they acting kind of, that's not cool. That killing other Africans and stuff. I just really hate that. And I hate the fact that South Africa had an opportunity to vote for Julius Malema to be president, and they blew it. They blew that. And they're going to mess around and let those former colonizers end up getting right back into power. And once they do that, that's going to be apartheid 2.0. All I can say to my African brothers and sisters on the continent, help me get my ebook on that bestsellers list so that way I can be in a better position to hire people here in Chicago and in America, but to hire Black people, African people, and others. Because once we get it popping here, I'm bringing it over to the African continent. So help me God. And I want the CAM members to understand, if we mess around and lose Africa, we lose everything. My battle is not to sit up here and fight for Black Americans for the rest of my life. Not at all. I just want to get it up and running, up and running for my lineage, and let them know that they have options and that I was here. And yeah, it was very disrespectful. But again, this is bigger than myself. I just wish that Jesus slash Joshua would connect me with the right people that have the capital to help speed up this process. That's all. That's what I wish he would do. But hey, this is all in his plans, And it doesn't matter how bad I would like this business up and running. It's up to God himself. But he knows I tried. And this is my my credibility. Trying to do something. But I know one thing for sure. My business will be membership based. And we will hold con artists. If we catch any, it will be consequences. Because I ain't having that in my business at all. And that's real. And I want to make sure none of my members have to go through this kind of foolishness. I want to get things done, not sit up here and being stagnant and at the same spot all the time. That's why my business, like I say, it's going to be membership based. Those that didn't want to work with me when I was been reaching out for the past 34 years, no problem. No problem at all. But don't think you're going to come around me once this business is popping and I'm in a better position financially. Because I did all the work. All I'm trying to do now is sell a book, sell items on the virtual store. I don't sell. It's a shame that the dope man has more support from the black community than me. And he's destroying the black community. He laces street drugs now with fentanyl. And that's gonna kill the clientele even faster. So I'm like, it's just it is what it is. I'm not taking no blood money at all. I'm not gonna side with evil con artists and all that garbage. My stuff is legit. I don't have to run from the cops. I'm legit. You know what I'm saying? And none of my people that work for my business won't have to run from the cops neither. All our stuff is legal, and it's gonna stay legal. And we're gonna separate ourselves from the people that's in our separate ourselves from the enemy within. You know, but yeah, I mean, I wish this thing would have been up and running 34 years ago, but I'm grateful that I have a global audience now. So it's on you all, to do your part. Um, Let me go ahead and continue. Um, so the 2030 agenda is in full effect. The white supremacist financial elites will never get rid of birthright citizenship because it would destroy the U.S. economy. By the way, that outsource production for cheap labor for corporation that imports all these immigrants to come over here in the first place. They make trillions of dollars for the U.S. economy. They attract the world's most educated and bring them here in order to advance science, agricultural, and anything else. So while the average American is being distracted by entertainment and the mainstream media, nobody's paying attention to what's going on. Donald Trump wants to get rid of birthright citizenship, but the way the US economy is built, it's not built where you just have to close your borders and those nations primarily deal with themselves. It's been a nation. The majority of all these people here in the United States are immigrants. They came here, and after our ancestors built this place up and made it what it is today, our ancestors built the foundation for this country. Other other groups started to come over here hundreds years later. Trump is going around saying birthright citizenship was for the children of slaves. He's correct on that point. These politicians never made black Americans a distinct group, though. That's the problem. Here's There's books written about this topic back in the 80s during Ronald Reagan and the 90s during George Bush Sr. and the Clintons. The US economy operates as a dual system where global outsourcing lower corporation costs and consumer prices, while immigration drive domestic labor supplies and populate growth. This dynamic divides the workforce into those exposed to global labor um, arbitrate and those um, to local industries. Global outsourcing, offshore, and corporate efficiency, the push to move manufacturing, information technology, and services abroad is a deliberate business strategy to maximize corporate profits. Cost reduction. U.S. companies utilize low wage talent pools in countries like India and the Philippines and East Europe to reduce operational overhead. Consumer prices. Decreased production costs enable companies to lower prices for consumers, which stimulates broader market demand. Displace displacement risk. While advantages of corporate margins, the stimulus advance of automation and offshoring has displaced millions of domestic manufacturing and white collar jobs. Immigration, sustaining population and domestic labor because natural domestic population growth is slowing due to the aging population and low fertility, fraternity rates. Immigration remains the primary driver of U.S. labor force expansion. Workforce growth. Over the past 2 decades, immigration have accounted for nearly half of U.S. labor force growth, making up roughly 19.2% of the civilian workforce. Occupational necessity. Foreign born workers sustain critical domestic sectors such as agriculture, construction, and healthcare that struggles with native born labor shortages. Economic stimulus. Beyond supplying labor, my immigrants boost the domestic economy through consumer spending and entrepreneurship, starting business at higher rates than native born citizens, while immigration drives domestic labor supply and population growth. However, these two forces have very different impacts on American workforce. Outsourcing global labor arguments. Outsourcing allows U.S. companies to send jobs from manufacturing to customer service and IT to country with lower wages. Benefits to reduce operational costs, generate corporate profits, and help keeps cu- consumer price down. Drawbacks displace domestic workers and put downwards pressure on wages, primarily impacting low income and middle class communities. Immigration. Immigration are essential essentially are essential to the US economy because they feel labor shortage and add to the shrinking pool of work age people in the labor force. Between 2019 and 2024, foreign born workers accounted for the vast majority of net growth in America labor force, essential industries. Immigrants represents roughly a quarter of the construction workforce, critical roles in healthcare, and 1 in 5 entrepreneurs. Taxes and spending. Immigrants are significant customers. 1.7 trillion in spending power and contribute billions more to Social Security and Medicare than they consume in public benefits while outsourcing. Outlawing birthright citizenship will cost the U.S. economy trillions of dollars and millions of workers, shrinking the tax base. They discourage highly skilled global talent from coming to the country. They destabilize other countries and then outsource for low wages where they can make more money for their corporations. So destabilizing those countries have them work for almost free, which we get the term slave labor. This would expand the unauthorized immigration population by millions over the upcoming decades, creating economic disfranchised underclass. I found a peer review study from Princeton, Cornell, and Notre Dame estimate that the beneficiaries of birthright citizenship will contribute 7.7 trillion to the US economy over a lifetime, and their loss will strip hundreds of thousands of college educated workers from the labor pool, will create an underclass without citizenship. US born citizens and unauthorized immigrants or temporary visa holders would grow up with constrained access to higher education, professional jobs, and federal safety nets. Restricting citizenship affects the children of high skilled workers on visas HB HB1. This could prompt global talent to seek friendlier environments, create labor shortage in vital fields like healthcare, agriculture, and construction, increase an unauthorized population. The Migrant Policy Institute estimate that restricting birthright citizenship would swell an unauthorized population by millions over the next 50 years, significantly disrupt local communities and labor markets. The white supremacist financial elites already know they fumbled the bag, meaning ruin a promising opportunity or making a poor decision that caused you to lose out on money, success, or major advances. It's too late to reverse things now because the whole economy is based off of what they've done. And this is why they don't want to give us our reparations. It's not rocket science. So now you have racist people like Megan Kelly. She's angry because everybody from foreign nations can come over here, have a baby, and that baby will be an American citizen no matter what. That baby is known as an anchor baby, a term for children born in a country with birthright citizenship to non citizen parents. The term implies the child's citizenship is used by the parents as an anchor to help them gain legal residency or avoid deportation. The challenge to this was long before President Trump executive order. It was written by a legal scholar that is not what the founders intended. We all grew up thinking that if you're born here, then you are an American citizen. If you actually look at the history of that practice here and what happened after the 14th Amendment was passed, you see that's wrong. You find out that it was the children of slaves. Birth, birthright tourism based on particular phrase of the 14th Amendment. You have to be born here and subject to the jurisdiction. The Supreme Court reject President Trump's executive order to limit birthright citizenship because it's constitutionally correct. This is the 2030 agenda in full effect. There's a paradigm shift coming and they exposing it on the world stage. I encourage you to do the research about the UN 2030 agenda. I have a video clip entitled, quote, the UN Dark Agenda. What you're not being told about Agenda 2030, unquote. To watch the full video, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. All of this stuff is smoke and mirrors. Take the emotion out of it and pay close attention. After President Trump signed the executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship for some children born in the U.S., the issue headed to the nation's highest court, the Supreme Court. The justice ruled the order violates the Constitution, keeping birthright citizenship in place. The ruling shows America staying true to its colors and to the principle it was founded on. There's absolute absolutely needs to be checks and balances. You can't have one individual making every decision for the entire nation. The 2030 agenda refers to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which recognize migration as a driver global development. Under SDG target, 16 member states are encouraged to provide secure legal status and protect human rights for all migrants, while the UN and international policies circle views inclusive citizenship and legal pathways as standard practice for sustainable development. US political fractions remain deeply divided on the issue balancing national sovereignty and constitutional mandates, and human rights. I explain to you the way the global economy is heading. There's books written about this topic. When they say the United States of America was built by immigrants, the white supremacist financial elites are making money off the influx of immigrants and outsourcing that money to immigrants to maintain low wages from those workers. So when they say this nation was built by immigrants, it's the way the corporate structure is set up. The entire world knows that the United States of America was built off the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors. But they created a superpower based off of outsourcing and bringing in immigrants to undermine our interests. Um, I am a Black American, a descendant of American slaves slash freedmen. I am called to help improve the lives of Black Americans who become GRCAM members and build a connection with African immigrants who want to be a part of us. GRCAM members will assist me in building and running this Christian business, GRCAI of Chicago, so that both groups, Black Americans and African immigrants, can build and heal from the scars of slavery and colonization. My people who have the moral capital, our fight for civil rights and human rights, this business is for you and your immediate family members. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comments comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you for listening to our audio podcast and for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. I need you all to support our film project so that we can move GRCAM to the next level. That is the big screen to let the whole Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for DAS FM, descendants of American slaves slash freedmen who reside in the low income Black community. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins, unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our crowdfunding pages, which are on our GoFundMe page, our Buy Me a Coffee page, or our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. Thank you for listening to our YouTube live or the replay. If you reside on the African continent, then I recommend that you follow me on my Pod Chaser because it won't eat away your bundles. It's audio only. I provide the link in the comment section below this audio podcast. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues and African issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. Like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. Now, before we go, I want to share a few videos with you all. Thank you all for taking the time to still be on here listening. Yes, it's a lot of material. Yes, I want to connect with you all, not just on here, just want to run off at the mouth. But oh, okay, all right. I gotta Okay, so it's a couple Haitians right now that's saying something. So hold on. No, I mean, you could leave a voice message and stuff like that, or you can get on camera. Okay, so here's the link. That's the link to get on the show. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of the statements since I don't see the person. Okay. It says, okay, it looks like it says legend go time. Immigration actually hurt black FBA Americans when they screwed the documents to get Europeans and other groups into the United States, which had devastated black Americans for decades. I hear you. Yeah, but I would like for you to come on here to, talk about that. I'm still here. Click on that link, please. Now shucks, I don't know what this person's handle is. It says FBA had nothing to do with y'all losing TPS. It was white people. Hey, that's what I said. Y'all, okay, it's kind of small, but I'm trying to read it. Okay. All love so much. Leave us alone and deal with barbecue. It's not our problem. Okay, I hear you. I hear you, man. I hear you. Why can't Haitians work hard and pull themselves up by their... Yes, I hear you. Yeah. I wish y'all would come on here, man. Click on that link. I don't want to be reading all this stuff. Shoot, I read my presentation. Shoot, It says the big cheese. Okay, they're leaving on a jet plane and never coming back again. I hear you, Haitians. I'm so glad we had this time just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seeing we just get started. Time to say so long. Okay. I hear you. All right. So gonna get ready to play some of these videos for you all. And you know, Okay, so check this out. This is coming from Emancipation Media.
Are coming in from Africa, they have not been treated like black folk in this country. That's the first thing. And secondly, historically, they haven't had those historical spirits. They come in here voluntarily. When they come in here, they bring some cultural aspects from Africa. They can go back anytime they want. The people coming from Africa or coming from Jamaica didn't. They came here voluntarily. And
yes, and sorry again, fair use, Emancipation Media.
And the most important point on this is if you lump them with black folk, then you give the dominant white society a justification to say we don't owe black folk anything. Blackness is more than just color. It is their heritage, it's their history, it's their code of conduct, and more importantly, it is their badge of honor, and it's what it symbolizes the indebtedness that this country has to them. This country does not have any indebtedness to people coming from Africa. They only have an indebtedness to people coming in from the Bahamas. If you lump black folk in there, you deprive black folk of the benefit, the debt that's owed them.
Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson, always, always, always speaking truth to power. And I'm so glad that many people are waking up to what he has been saying. There is a difference between us and other black melanated immigrants. And we finally see that. The Supreme Court recently ruled that the Trump administration can move forward with ending temporary protective status, or TPS, for Haitians and thousands of Syrians living in the U.S. Now, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 and essentially said the administration has the authority to make these decisions. Now, for those who don't know, TPS is a temporary program that allows people from certain countries facing conflict, disasters, or instability to live and work in the U.S. without fear of being deported. Trump administration argued that TPS was always meant to be temporary and should not become a permanent immigration status. The Supreme Court has sided with Trump, and this pretty much means ICE is coming for a lot of people. Now, many Haitians have started holding press conferences and discussing how unfair it is and how it's unjust. And there are many advocates that are calling on people to pass laws and then some. I don't think that's going to happen. Now, y'all, before we get into it, please be sure to hit that like button and help your girl out in the algorithm, as well as check us out, guys, on the African Diaspora News Channel app. Now, let's get into the foolishness.
This is the time for all of us to raise our voices and to say this country is also our country, is also the country of our immigrants, because we are the one who built it.
The cries of Dr. Gerald Gabot, the Haitian immigrant in charge of the Immigrant Family Services Institute. She's reacting to the U.S. Supreme Court ruling.
Never, and I mean never, do crunches if you're over 45 and have these 5 signs. If you have jelly belly, stubborn fat all over your body, saggy skin on arms and legs, feminine breast, and double chin. The fastest way is to start the Military Calisthenics Fat Burn Challenge. You don't need gym or walking or Tai Chi. Join us and become unrecognizable in 2026.
How long does it take for my husband to see results with Military Calisthenics Fat Burn Challenge before our vacation?
How old is your husband?
He is 56.
Perfect. By the end of the month, you won't even recognize him.
But what if he hasn't worked out in years?
That's even better.
Okay, so Obama brought you here around 2010. And the Dems were in control of this for 12 years at the time, and they never offered you a pathway of residency. Also, I want to know, anybody notice how quiet they're being? But they extra loud about them Hispanic illegals, though, right? Bottom line is, you thought you had a friend while deceiving the people who actually were being a friend to you, okay? Also, let me say this really quick. If you came here in 2010, courtesy of Obama, how you built America? So you built America in 16 years, and you've had freedom in Haiti since 1804? See, the jokes write themselves. Ma'am, go home. Go home and take some of your people who were only supposed to be here temporarily with you. You can speak up or out all you want and passionately all you want. I don't think them folks really care, and they're not listening. It's falling on deaf ears. This is the law of the land, the Supreme Court, one of the most racist ever. All of a sudden, you in your country, when you constantly rep Haiti, which you're now fighting not to go back to. You're going to have to be builders and fighters, doctors and lawyers and everything else, everywhere else in Haiti, because ICE is on the back of your neck. These folks ain't playing with y'all. The same folks we tried to warn y'all about.
Go home. Get out. We know our country's better than yours. That's because we filled it with our work ethic and our culture and our values. You being here only dilutes it for us, those who built it and live it. And half of you people, more than half, you won't assimilate. We don't want you. We don't care if you're offended. Get out. Go home. Go back to fucking Haiti.
Baby, them folks ain't playing with y'all. Y'all about to learn how really hostile they can be and just how much they don't like you. Guys, that was Megyn Kelly for those who don't know. For a lot of us who do know her, we're not surprised at anything Megyn does or said. But you see how blatant she is about wanting y'all to go home? Or y'all gonna feel all that and then some when ICE come. Now, I caught the part when she talked about what we, in quotation marks, built. Now, I don't know what her people built. I truly don't know, but I'll let her live in that delusion since I'm trying to make a point. See, a lot of y'all come here to the U.S. thinking that if you assimilate and basically try to, really honestly throw FBA under the bus by criticizing us and looking down on us, or you distance yourself from us, you're going to get protection from them folks. You come here undermining us, trying to really replace us, thinking it's okay. And now this is the case. You're getting the same treatment you thought you weren't going to get that we were getting. See, every chance some of y'all got, y'all tried to undermine us. Remember? We don't got no culture. Y'all are the leaders. We don't deserve reparations. We lazy. Pretty much adopting a lot of those doggone talking points of them folks. So I don't want to hear nothing now. I don't want to hear a thing about how this is your country, about family separation. Oh, it's not all of you that said that. Hold this L. You do what most immigrants do. Come here and benefit like all the others do. You didn't build a thing, but you come here lying about how you built something. See, that's part of the delusion right there. Also, I don't want to hear nothing about no family separation, because FBA been getting separated from our families for centuries. So what you're going through is nothing new. Temporary is temporary. You were here because of the civil rights structure that we, FBA, helped you to enjoy. We also allowed you to sit here and enjoy the benefits of having kids here off the 14th Amendment, which was created for us. And all you did was be disrespectful. See, it's a new day. And as Tariq would say, the block is hot.
No. I'm sorry. I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture. I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture. Americans got culture. Keep rolling.
I need somebody with culture.
Americans don't have culture.
I got culture.
We got the culture. We are the culture.
Who the culture?
We are the culture. Globally, they know about Black Americans.
No, hold on. We're not the first free independent country. First Black free independent.
That ain't got nothing to do with. That don't got nothing to do with America.
That's nice. I'm just letting you know the reason why y'all have y'all independence.
Y'all coming over here because of us, because of the hard work that Black Americans do.
You know,
and we set the stage for y'all immigrants to come over here and profit off of America.
You saying that? And you're mad that we came to.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm telling you what Black culture provided for you and your family.
How that provide for me and my family?
Because we set the standard. We set the standard.
Who came here? I didn't come here.
You here right now?
My family came here. And they made their money and they went right back to Haiti. So what's up?
So why you ain't go right back to Haiti?
Because why would I come back to Haiti? I'm Gucci where I'm at.
Where your parents live?
They're here.
What?
And
see, your first mistake is siding with them folks, because you get a first-hand take of how they can easily turn on you. And the second issue is your little attitude. Nobody can't tell you nothing, as my grandma would say. See, you thought you were going to come here and insult us. I still can't get past that. And tell us how hard you work. And now you work hard, but you're going to work hard either fighting them back and they're going to win regardless, or you're going to work hard in Haiti. Because again, them folks ain't playing with you. See, you thought you knew it all. You thought you knew this country when we tried to help you, because we've been experiencing and dealing with these folks since the beginning of time. See, you keep talking about how you won back in 1804. That's just one event. And I'm not taking that from anybody, but we got countless wins. Black towns, business districts, community, and then some. Those were all sabotaged, sitting under lakes, highways, airports, flooded. But we still kept going and we never fled. See, you hanging on to 1804 energy, and now you got to use that, because Trump and ICE is coming, or as my daddy would say, a-coming. If you work so hard and you build such amazing things, go home and build and take that disrespect with you.
You guys have to check this out. So you can basically enter a prompt like this and add a few.
I'm Haitian. Why? Where you from? What's your background? You American? Dirty Black American? Dirty Black American?
This is coming from a woman who actually comes from a country where some of her people actually do eat dirt cookies. See, this right here is the disrespect. They got a lot of people just watching ICE. A lot of people are laughing and enjoying the view. I'm not really laughing and enjoying the view, because I would never do that. But the truth is the truth. Some of us would help you out, but some of us are dirty. Remember, we're lazy. And that's fine, because I'm going to be even more lazy now that I just made me some rice with smothered shrimp and today is my day off. See, I'm going to sit here and watch these Lifetime movies and look around at a few of these social media apps on my phone as I relax and be lazy today. You see, disrespectful people like this will never make me feel bad for them. I'm not one of those turn the other cheek type of people. It is what it is. And I'm not knocking anybody for what they choose to believe, but it's hard for some of us to feel sympathy for some people with an attitude like this woman right here. The disrespect, the undermining, the looking down. You're better. Well, ma'am, we may have no culture. Okay? That's fine. That's your opinion. Okay? But you're going to go back and enjoy Haiti's culture. Now, before I go, I want to touch on Louisiana and the Haitian Revolution that people keep talking about. Now, I read this comment a couple of days ago where someone claimed that we're all Haitian and there are parts of the U.S. that are actually French because of Haitians. Now, before you come up here talking at the side of your neck, let's get the story right. Yes, the Louisiana Purchase happened. And yes, the United States gained roughly 1/3 of its present-day land in that area because of enslaved Haitians defeating the French. But let's be realistic here. Take the emotion out of it. Here is what happened, okay? Now, a French ruler by the name of Napoleon Bonaparte dreamed of building a massive empire in North America. Now, Haiti was supposed to be the centerpiece of that, but the enslaved people of Haiti rose up and had other ideas. Now, they revolted, defeated Napoleon's military, and completely destroyed his dream of expanding his quote-unquote French empire in the Americas. Shout out to them for that. I'm never going to take that away from them. Now, after suffering that defeat, Napoleon decided to sell the Louisiana territory to the U.S. in the 1800s. Now, that's part of the story of the Louisiana Purchase. But here's the part that many leave out. What exactly did the Louisiana Purchase actually do for Black Americans who were enslaved in the U.S.? What tangible freedom did it bring to us? And that is looking for an honest answer. Now, the Louisiana Purchase didn't bring liberation to us as far as I know. It actually helped expand slavery, and millions of new acres became available for plantation owners. More land meant more plantations. More plantations meant more enslaved Black people who could be bought, sold, separated from their families, exploited, and forced to work on that land. Now, for enslaved Black Americans, the map got bigger, but the freedom did not. Again, that's not to say that the Haitian Revolution was not significant to them. It absolutely was. The uprising did terrify slaveholders throughout the U.S. because they realized enslaved people could fight back even more than what they were already doing here. See, Black Americans were already resisting in their own ways, whether it was through revolts, escapes, sabotaging, poisoning their masters and their family, slowing production, and countless acts of resistance against the system. So let's not try to rewrite history because you're mad that you got to go home. Many Black Americans are not Haitian, regardless of who gets offended. The Louisiana territory was bought and paid for. The land expanded, but the freedom, legal rights, and equal protections and due processes and public accommodations and civil rights did not. Those things did not come from the Haitians defeating the French. Let's get that straight. Those rights came because native-born, free and formerly enslaved Black Americans stayed here, fought back against slavery and segregation. And we challenged the system for generations, as well as helped secure the constitutional protections and civil rights that everyone living in this country benefits from today. We created the civil rights infrastructure here in America. So yes, you can go ahead and give Haiti its flowers and bring up the fact that you were the first to really break out of civilization or colonization, excuse me, when it's beneficial. That's cool. That's one of your greatest victories. But don't confuse the purchase of land with the expansion of freedom. Those are two different, completely different things. Now, you supposedly are great builders, but you didn't build home, clearly. You didn't continue what Don Jaquez Dessalines or Toussaint L'Ouverture was doing, clearly. See, Black Americans were enslaved here on this soil. We never wanted it and we never accepted it. We stayed right here in our homeland. We built it up and we fought back. Again, people like you came here and benefited off everything we did. Now you're sitting up here lying about what you built in 16 years. 16 years, you built all of America. See, we don't have to go back 200 years for a thing. Okay? Not for one thing. And if you feel disrespected by what's said here, come out of delusion and just put some respect on our name. And maybe life will get a little bit easier. Now, all right, guys, that's all I got. I don't have no more. Guys, I do want to thank you so.
Right, I got some more that I want to show you.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. And guys, we're gonna fly all the way to Michigan. And before we go into Michigan, I want to just tell everybody, especially all the African American brothers out there, happy Black History Month. As an African American, our people fought so hard to give us the opportunity that we had today. Many of them didn't know us, know that we existed, but they did something. They cared about the next generation. Some people suffered. A lot of people couldn't go to school. A lot of people couldn't have access. You know, some of us are going out of the country all the time. They didn't ever have that experience because they fought for the generation that came after them. And for that, we always got to give respect. Round of applause.
Someone needed to create a path that would allow Black musicians from all walks of life to share their God
of our people. While I'm saying that, we're in Michigan where a lot of African Americans are at, especially in the Detroit, Flint area. There's a brother by the name of Austin Shinge, okay? Now, he is a person that is running on the Republican ticket for governor of Michigan. Okay, so Nigerian American who served in the military running for governor. Okay. What's interesting about that? I'm glad you asked that question because Mr. Austin believes that if he is elected governor, he wants to cancel Black History Month. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to pull up a screenshot and I'm going to read it here. He says this, "Take music! I will cancel Black History Month in Michigan. It's offensive, unfair, maybe illegal. Americans from all backgrounds deserve a revered history. I'll declare American History Month. Austin Chingy, hashtag veteran. And first, hashtag Republican governor, hashtag candidate for Michigan. Visit austinforgovernor.com. Give a nigga some boo sound effects. All right. So let me just do this because I want to be honest. You know, I'm a brother that I'm from the African American community. And before I went to Africa, I used to notice that there was sometimes, not all the times, a difference in between, let's say, the Nigerian American community or certain communities a little bit more closer, like Liberia, but certain people were, Kenyans or, they were over there, we were over here. When I was at Howard, I noticed that, all right? I really didn't think nothing of it. I was just like, well, the Africans over there, we over here, who cares? But then when I noticed more that it was either they felt that they were rejected by us or we felt that we were rejected by them. And then also that there was a difference of them that they couldn't relate to us, okay? And I'm saying that because Austin wants to cancel Black History Month. I wonder if he's going to cancel Cinco de Mayo. I wonder if he wants to cancel any of these other holidays that celebrate certain groups of people in America. But the reason why he wants to cancel Black History Month is he believes that he's not a part of our community at all. Some could argue that, right? And he also believes that the African American struggle is not different than other groups, okay? And I hear that all the time, why do Blacks need Black History Month? Well, there's only one group of people that were enslaved in America. There were only one group of people that really suffered a lot of Jim Crow laws, and I'm not saying that other groups didn't suffer, because we know that they did. We know that the Japanese had problems in America. We know that, certain groups of people had issues coming to America. But it is documented that nobody has been mistreated in America more so than African Americans, right? And if you want to be honest, a Nigerian American such as himself was gifted the opportunity because of the civil rights that Blacks fought for. Now, it wasn't just African Americans fighting for those rights. We must be honest. You had Jamaicans and Caribbeans who, before the term African Americans, were living in the same communities as Blacks. Not only that, if you look at the history, you had Africans who were coming into America. And when they came into America, if they had to come before the 50s or 60s, you do have small pockets of them. They lived amongst the African Americans community. And they stood up for those rights as well. If they were from Africa, it didn't matter, right? The Black community was, if you were Black in America, the majority of us were American Blacks, but then Jamaicans, the Haitians, we lived in the same pockets, even in the South, Haitians and stuff like that. Haitians became African Americans. You have some Africans that came and became African Americans. Just like you have some of our African Americans that went to France and became Black French, or to Canada and became Black Canadians. So when you're talking about, canceling Black History Month, you're also talking about canceling a part of your history too. Because a lot of Blacks originated from where your place is. And he's a proud person from Nigeria. I looked at your website. But see, we must not let a person like this be divisive and think like all Africans feel like this or all African immigrants feel like this. This is the guy who's clout chasing. He wants to get, some butter biscuits from the greater society. And I want to tell you, when you talk like this, not only do your people lose respect for you, the greater society loses respect for you because you're so willing to turn on the closest group of people to you to get with them. They're never going to give you the same respect that you're asking for. Why would you want to cancel Black History Month for a group of people who have been historically oppressed, that have contributed to the United States, and again, you want to come after Blacks. It's the same thing that I said about African Americans. You want to come after, African immigrants, and that was a point that King Richards made to me, for when they come to America and do well. So now we want to target just that community. When the Hispanic community is, in certain parts of California, they pushing Blacks out, not all of them, but some of them, with violence. It's been documented. The Hispanics are opening businesses and taking over Black communities. But you have all the smoke for African communities when it's not even that many African immigrants in comparison to the rest of them. You have Asians, you have all these other people. And, that just goes to show that we, as a lot of brothers,
Best way to unclog your arteries, cut out salt. Nope. Take blood pressure meds. Nope. Follow the DASH diet.
in the black community, whether it's African American or African, we have a lot of self-hatred towards the blacks. And see, and a lot of us want to go over and want to be an American. But see, Austin doesn't understand that even if he becomes governor, he's still black. That's not going to make some people like you. Like, you doing everything you can to make somebody like you. They're not going to like you. Somebody's going to still be calling you the N-word. And then you're going to have people disliking you on both sides. The black community not going to like you. Okay? And then, the greater society is going to have something to say about you. To them, you always going to be that N-word. Okay? No matter what you do. So it is imperative for us to understand that while this guy is doing that, we know all Africans are not like that. We know that most blacks won't respect. If you're nice to them, they'll be nice to you. But this is selling out. Okay? I would never say, well, you know what? We should never celebrate Nigerian Independence Day in America, which is, I think it's October the 1st of every year. Would you say that? I bet you want to go to Nigerian Independence Parade, don't you? And so we have to be able to respect each other's struggles. This is how the African community and the black community in America come at odds sometimes. Because, hey, as you respect our struggle, we can respect your struggle. Then we can come together on things that we can agree on and build for the next generation. Well, guys, it's your boy. Oh,
right? Couple more videos I want to check y'all to check out.
And 50,000 Haitians that Biden let into this country. First of all, these Democrat voters forgot the meaning of the word temporary. Secondly, they are also upset about losing their low-wage brown workers. Check out this comment from this Democrat woman. Who is going to take care of our elderly and folks in hospital? You think Americans want those jobs? Haitians are about 1/4 to 1/3 of healthcare workers and the best, most caring at their job. This is who wrote that comment. This reason for having low-cost brown immigrants come do the hard jobs is exactly the same excuse they used for slavery. Also, tell me you're in a blue state without telling me you're in a blue state. 1/3 of your healthcare workers are Haitians. The Supreme Court has sided with Trump on removing the temporary protected status of the 350,000 Haitians that Biden let into this country. First of all, these Democrat voters forgot the meaning of the word temporary.
Port it, nigga. Y'all want us out the country. Y'all say it's y'all country. Then y'all turn around saying, oh, get out of our country. Then y'all turn around saying, oh, you see the Haitians, they get in political positions and they only look out for Haitians. How the fuck we get in political position in this y'all country, nigga? What the fuck y'all talking about? You niggas is the niggas that everybody be talking about, nigga. Take my hat off for this shit. You niggas the niggas everybody be talking about, nigga. You niggas is the niggas, you know what I'm saying? Y'all the niggas, y'all don't put in no motherfucking, y'all don't put in enough work, nigga. That's y'all problem, nigga. Don't get mad that somebody can't put the work in and lapped you, nigga. Listen to the FBAs. Don't be mad because we came in and we built shit and you was sitting on your mama, laying on your mama couch, nigga, because you was on probation for a petty crime and you only made $400 for it, nigga, and you spent it all on weed, boy. Who the fuck you think started the dread, nigga? Pay respect, nigga. And I got love for my real niggas, my American niggas who get into the bag, who know what it is. But I gotta say it, nigga. It ain't no other way to say it, nigga. Fuck that. Y'all don't even understand what y'all doing.
Yeah, a lot of them be very disrespectful. That's what I'm saying, you know? It's not cool. Okay.
But we don't have anything to do with it. So let's get into it. I'm just curious as to why they're blaming us and saying that them being deported is our fault. We have nothing to do with it. We don't have any control over who gets deported and who gets allowed to stay. And then for some of them coming on here talking greasy, saying that we're all on welfare, that we're lazy, we live in the projects, and all of these disparaging things. Okay, I find that all very interesting because if it wasn't for us and our ancestors who fought for civil rights and all of the liberties and freedoms that we have fought for, you all wouldn't even have been able to come here in the first place. Okay, please pay attention. I mean, just coming out here talking real greasy, okay? Saying that we're afraid of them because of the voodoo and that they have gangs and all these things. First of all, having gangs is nothing to brag on, but we have gangs too. But also voodoo. Why would we be concerned about that? It's not like we don't know voodoo as well. Okay, some of us call it roots. Okay, please pay attention. It's basically the same thing. I mean, they have all of this smoke for FBA, but they're not saying anything about Trump, Tom Homan, the border czar, or Stephen Miller. This was all they're doing. This is their idea. And they haven't even said one word about Megyn Kelly and that racist rant that she went on, just dragging them for filth just a few days ago. Okay, the only one I heard address that was Roland Martin. Okay, he stood up for his people, but I haven't heard them say anything. They're just choosing to go in on us, and I quite frankly think it's just displaced anger. Like I said, please pay attention. I mean, and then one of them said that all throughout the world, people think that we're the most ignorant and the idiots and all of that. Well, I'll have you know that the women who look like me in this country are one of the most educated groups. So there's that. And we're not all lazy. There's lazy people amongst every group. So for them to be sitting here saying that we love massa, but yet they're the ones using and spewing massa's talking points and foolish racial stereotypes about people of my own lineage, I find that very interesting. Okay, it's like totally crazy to me, but still you want to drag us but are not saying anything about the people who are the real problem. Okay, please pay attention. I mean, it was Trump himself who said that Haiti was a shithole country, and then it was JD Vance who lied and said that you all eat cats and dogs. But y'all are mad at us, and I just don't get it because it seems like a whole lot of projection. Maybe you're afraid to say something about what they've done or said, but so you just want to use us, as the scapegoat. But it's absolutely so ridiculous and sad. Please pay attention. And they didn't say anything about the fact that Bill and Hillary Clinton collected all of those funds, okay, and then only built about 6 houses over there in Haiti, not to mention the Caucasian woman who tried to escape Haiti with 33 Haitian children, and then she was caught and arrested, and Bill and Hillary came over there to speak for her, to vouch for her. Didn't say anything about that, but we're the problem. Make it all make sense. All I'm saying is just put the blame where it lies. Don't sit here and blame FBA because we're not the ones that are the issue for you. Your problem is a system known as white supremacy, okay? And we didn't build it, and we are not the ones who can tear it down. Only the people who put that together can tear it down, and it doesn't look like they're going to be doing so anytime soon. And so it is that system that wants you deported from this country because they want the majority of people here to look like them. And I'm sorry, but don't you all mostly look like us? And so please pay attention. So when you're out in the streets and the police are looking at you, if you get pulled over, whatever, at a traffic stop, they're going to just basically liken you to one of us. Okay, they're not going to be worried about whether you're Haitian, African, Jamaican, or whatever, but they're just going to lump us all in the same category. So let's stop trying to make it our fault that these people want you all out of the country. Okay, so they can bring in more people who look like them. We have absolutely nothing to do with that, and we're never the problem. Okay, please pay attention. Then for some of you to do videos asking Donald Trump to deport us, that's hilarious because he could never. He can't send us anywhere. We're indigenous to this country. You see, all of us didn't come from Africa. This land, formerly known as Turtle Island, some of us are absolutely indigenous to it. Okay, so please pay attention. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Amandaya Shakur. So the Haitians are upset.
Sorry, hateful excuses of humans. Americans telling Haitians to go back home. The TPS is temporary. Remember all the bad y'all said about us? Now go home. Man, all of y'all are hypocrites. You see when the government mistreats you. You go blind when it mistreats somebody else. You don't want liberation for everybody. You want it for yourself. The crazy part is a lot of y'all are talking about Haiti like it just magically ended up the way it is. Nobody ever mentions America's role in keeping Haiti the way it is now. I never mentioned the occupation, the stolen money, the political interference, the destabilization, none of it. Instead of learning the nuance behind the situation, you let bigotry and ignorance control your thinking. But then you swear you care about justice. You swear you care about life, right? Y'all swear you're all about freedom. Unless it's Haitians, I guess. But go ahead, comment your gifts, your TikTok slang, your other stupid shit I'll be leaving in the comments. I'm just tired of all of it, man. I'm tired of the stuff that's going on now. I'm tired of y'all niggas. I'm gonna see y'all, man. Also, I was watching a video of this lady explaining what's gonna happen now that TPS has been revoked for Haitians. And the comments were full of disappointing, sorry, hateful excuses of humans. Americans telling Haitians to go back home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me. Peace and blessings. I'm out.